Hello and welcome back to somebody you want to respect and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10, and a big episode of Smackdown today. It is the tribute to the Troops edition of Smackdown, so yeah, always an important show in WWE's yearly calendar. And we also saw the return to CM Punk of Smackdown for the first time in pretty much a decade. The US title tournament got underway, so there was a lot going on, and we started things off with that tournament. It was Dragon Lee taking on Escobar advancing. The contest, a rematch from Survivor Series, highlighted in-ring chemistry with one of the competitors. With that said, it was hardly the showcase the two immense the individuals should have had. Interrupted by a break, and with a dark cloud of Dominic Mysterio hanging overhead, the match was merely good, but it had the potential to be great. Hopefully we see another opportunity for Lee and Escobar to tear it up for 20 minutes on another PLE. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think Escobar probably is my pick, maybe to go challenge for the title until Ray comes back. Who knows? But yeah, I think with the whole Dom Mysterio stuff, it's never going to be clean. It didn't quite hit the levels of their match at the pay-per-view a few weeks back, but I still thought it was really good stuff. And before backstage, Randy Orton questioned Nick Aldis' decision to pair him with LA Knight against Bloodline later, then handed over a check to pay his fine for the RKO a week ago, a check for double money for next time, which is good. I enjoyed that. Cody Rhodes then made a special appearance to thank the Troops, the perfect face of the company. He was fantastic here as he showed gratitude and thanks while never coming off as fake or forced. And yeah, a great use of Star Wars magnitude. And yeah, it kind of does go to show really that Cody really is filling in that Brock Lesnar role at the moment, that John Cena role at the moment as a top babyface in the company. And yeah, he's doing a really great job at it. And yeah, for me, I really do feel like WrestleMania is the time to crown that guy. But we continue with the US title tournament. Bobby Lashley taking on Karrion Kross. Bobby Lashley got his way to the semi-finals, defeating Kross. And yeah, it was never really in doubt, this one. Even if Lashley stays as a heel, it's the almighty Weather Debris Storm presented by Kross and folding him up with the spear for the win. The overwhelmingly positive reaction to Lashley was understandable given his stint as a sergeant in the army, but it's what in the semis against Escobar suggests he will be the fan favourite again next week. It begs the question, has WWE potentially given up on Lashley and the Street Profits being heels, or is this merely a case of it being booked as needed? Who knows? I guess we'll kind of see in the coming weeks. But yeah, that's an interesting little nugget to keep an eye on. But yeah, I thought for what it was never really going to blow anyone away. Questions over Lashley, but you know, there was never any doubt of the result, like I say. And CM Punk then made his SmackDown comeback, and if anyone watched his first promo back on Raw and was concerned, then we were somehow going to get a lesser best in the world. He's all concerned with a fiery promo on Friday. He referenced past issues with Kevin Owens, history with Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman, called out Roman Reigns for never being around, and then played out the which brand he's going to sign with. He even dropped a reference to All Out and the Jack Parry altercation at Wembley. He took shots at Seth Rollins, seemingly planted the seeds for a hotly anticipated title match. His final mic drop statement was about finishing his story by headlining Mania, should serve to create doubt about whether Rhodes will win the Royal Rumble. This was everything anyone could have asked for, with sound bites that will be played over for weeks and lots of potential upcoming storylines to the former WWE champion. This was Punk at his very best and an absolutely brilliant promo segment. And yeah, can't wait to see what he can do here in WWE over the next few months, because yeah, based on this promo, it's going to be very, very interesting. Punk at his brilliant best. We then had Charlotte Flair against Asuka, and after weeks of failing her damage control teammates, Bayley made it right Friday, interfering in the closing minutes of the match between familiar foes Asuka and Charlotte, helping the Empress of Tomorrow secure the win. Flair appeared to be hurt at one point, and yeah, it does seem like it. Hopefully Flair is not injured and doesn't miss considerable time. As for the match, the story is so firmly centred on Bayley's diminishing relationship with her own team that the babyfaces on the SmackDown roster are already left in window with nothing really of note or interest. Such was the case here, as Flair kind of felt like a third wheel in the whole ordeal, but I think I really like the way they're going with it all. I think Bayley's going to come across as more a sympathetic babyface. It'll be interesting to see how they react with a successful help this week. Just praise out to Charlotte, but I'm really enjoying how she controls stuff, and that babyface turn is going to be magnificent when it comes. Moving on then to the main event, Randy and LA Knight taking on Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. The babyfaces unsurprisingly got the win ahead of Roman's return next week. The Viper and Megastar overcame early match dominance and by the heels to halt the momentum, put them away with Orton dropping Uso and RKO for the second week in a row, and then in a hard-fought victory. Of interest, that was Paul Heyman, who was not by the side of the bloodline. Just moments after Punk reminded him that he was his first wise man. How that factors into next week's show, and if Heyman has to answer for his absence, will be very interesting. But yeah, I think the first time we've kind of seen Punk and Orton and Knight together, and I thought it really worked well here. yeah, getting a win, and next week with Roman back, it's going to be very interesting, especially when you tie Heyman into the whole thing. And overall, SmackDown this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I really enjoyed this episode of SmackDown. I thought, the tournament was really fun. CM Punk's promo, of course, stole the show. It was brilliant stuff. The main event was really good. Loving the whole stuff with Bayley and Damage Control. So just at the moment, I kind of feel like 2 hours of SmackDown on Friday night, it's on a bit of a roll. So yeah, it gets a 7 out of 10 from me. This was good stuff. Oh, but anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. This was every daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.